Welcome to the Coach's Sons podcast. If it sounds a little different, it's because it is. We're doing an away episode where Chris and I are not in the same room, but we are here for you because we know that our tens of fans want to hear us. My name is Andrew.
And I'm Chris.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in with us today. We are recording on a Wednesday, so today is August 14th. You're going to hear this on the 16th, so a couple days in between recording and when you actually get it. So if something happens between now and then, don't hold it against us.
It didn't happen.
We didn't know that. We just didn't know. So, and to be honest, there's really not a lot of big things that have happened in baseball. There's some things that are obviously always happening in the sport. So let's kind of go around the horn, Chris. Let's talk about some players and some things that are happening that's fun. What you got?
Where do we want to start? You want to start with the absolute studs or the guy who's turning into a stud that probably isn't a household name yet? We have household names and non-household
Let's
names.
go non-household names right now, and then we'll work our way to the studs.
Non-household names. This is going to be Hunter Green.
Look at that.
Now, the first point, the first reason I wanted to talk about him was simply because he ended up just throwing up on the mound again. This is at least the second time it's happened. It may have happened a third time at some point. I know Dan was texting me. Our Reds insider Dan was like, he threw up, and I thought he was talking about Hunter Brown. It was a whole thing. But anyway, he ended up shoving it last night. Went like 7 innings. I want to say he had double-digit strikeouts. I'm not looking at the stat line specifically. But another thing he did, and again, he talks up the Reds a lot, was he's like, he's going to be like in contention for a Cy Young. Again, I just shrugged my shoulders, didn't really look into it. Well, what I found this morning, our boy Jay Hay threw out some stats that supported that.
Okay.
So Jay Hay from Baseball is Dead, his tweet reads, this is verbatim, time to start discussing Hunter Green as a central NL Cy Young contender. His NL ranks entering today, he was first in B WAR, so that's Baseball Reference WAR, fourth in F WAR, which is Fangraphs WAR, third in ERA, fifth in innings pitch, and first in opponent's batting average. Pretty damn good. From Hunter Green. The guy's having a good year. He's a strikeout machine, so those numbers are going to be super high in the grand scheme of things. So, again, I'm going to shit on Dan for always talking his guys up. But once I saw what Jay Hay had just said, you're like, oh, damn, like, this is real. Like, he's having a very good season. And, like, he's just not talked about. Like, without – I don't even know if these things would have came to fruition if he wasn't caught throwing up on himself on the mound again.
I mean, basically what I'm hearing is, sorry, Dan, Chris doesn't respect your opinion, but since Jay Hay said it, he respects his opinion.
That's what it was. That's what all
but –
because Dan's a homer. You can't go at the homer.
That's fair. I do want to know, like, is he drinking too much pre-workout? Is he swallowing like tobacco? You know what I mean? Like, what is like? There's gotta like vomiting all over yourself. That's wild. And I get like some guys are like doing smelling salts. Like, there's something that he's doing that is making his stomach go, nope. So
I'm gonna go. You know what? I love that. I'm gonna go with he's just eating tobacco.
Yeah,
that's it.
He's just he's
nails.
He's so jacked up, and he's like, "Oh, I swallowed all of my spit. Oh God!" And you know what happens? It comes back up, and I mean, it hasn't stopped him from pitching gems. And I mean, he's not throwing up on the ball, which I'm sure is cheating somehow. But it's very weird.
Himself a little extra grip, Listen, man.
New version of the spitter.
I have no idea what the hell's happening. Again, something's going on. Like, and who knows? Like, it ultimately could just be like nerves. You hear guys all the time, even though they're lifelong major leaguers, just be like, hey, listen, like, I get butterflies before every time I pitch. Like, it could be that, but the way he's going out and pitching, I don't think it is that. We would have seen that the last 2 years when he's been just subpar. But just to extrapolate his season numbers, 283 ERA, 143 innings,
Mm,
162 strikeouts. That's
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 pretty
awesome.
high.
I'm yeah. He again strikeout machine. Well on his way to 200. Uh, bold. What's this? Italic. Okay, so he leads the league in hit batsmen. He's got 19 of those. So maybe the extra stick from
Look
the
out.
vomit isn't really doing its job.
Yeah.
Uh, let's see. Who had all major leaguers? Hits per nine is really, really good.
Hmm.
5.8, I believe, if I'm reading this correctly, leads the league in hits per nine. So just surprising to me. I didn't expect those particular numbers. In looking, I would have said, okay, he's got a 3.3, 3.4. Like, sure, I'm taking just make it up Zach Wheeler, or we're gonna get into Chris Sale at some point. But you're like, oh, I'll take
Hmm.
those guys over him anyway. But that's not so much the case. He's having a very, very good season, and somebody that you got to keep an eye on the rest of the way and see if he keeps that up.
Well, you were talking about that, and while you were doing that, I started looking up, the National League like pitching stats, right? So let's read some of these off, right? Obviously, I agree. Chris Sale should be a part of that conversation. That's me being a homer, just like your boy Dan being a
Yeah, but
homer
he's
for
got
Green.
good numbers. I
Yeah.
knew that though.
Yeah. So, and that's fair. That's fair. You knew Sale was doing pretty good. So let's compare, right? So WAR for pitchers: Green 5.3, Sale 4.4. All
You
right.
on Baseball Reference?
I'm on Baseball Reference. Yes, sir.
I should know that. Go ahead.
ERA, Sale 2.6, Green 2.8. Wins, nobody cares. Let's see here. Let's look at strikeouts per nine. Chris Sale is 11.8 strikeouts per nine,
Okay.
where Green is 10.1, right? So there's an edge there. But total Ks, where is that at? Total strikeouts. Green is 162. Sale is 177. Damn. All right. So
That's a lot.
it's a
How
lot.
many innings
How many
for sale?
innings for Sale? Innings. Uh, 134.
Sheesh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's okay.
Sale is fucking cooking.
Yeah, you're not
So
kidding.
Cease has 181, by the way.
Yeah.
Whew. Whew. Uh, but anyways, I mean, complete games and shutouts. Everybody has one. Freed has two complete games. That leads the National League, by the way. Two complete games. That's ridiculous. Uh,
I tried.
two.
I
Freed
tried to mute it. I just wasn't fast enough.
two. That's
Sorry, everybody.
so wild. Anyway, so I mean, look, there's definitely Hunter Green should be a part of the
Oh
conversation.
shit.
Is he the guy? No, I still think Sell is on top of that list right now.
He's close.
He's
He
definitely close.
and here's another one. He's not in the Cy Young conversation, but maybe if he had his shit together all year, he very much would be. But Blake Snell, this
Mm.
guy's turning it the hell on. Last four starts, I believe they're all quality starts at this point. One was 6 innings, 15 strikeouts. I'd love, personally, I want to see another 20 strikeout game again. I feel like I don't think we've gotten one since Kerry Wood, if I'm not mistaken. That's off the cuff. I have no idea.
I'll look it up. Keep talking.
Yeah. Uh, 20 or 15 strikeout game, followed by a no hitter, followed by just a quality start, just your run of the mill average, and then him and Sale went head to head, mano y mano. He went 6 1/3, no runs, 11 strikeouts. He's and if I told you at some point his ERA would be down to 3.91, I don't think you'd believe me
No, I would not. Nope.
after that
Mm-mm.
particular start he had. So you got to give a shout out to him. He turned it back on. He's seemingly healthy, pitching well, and pitching like a Cy Young caliber guy, minus it being all season. I'm saying
Yeah,
the last
exactly.
4 or 5 starts, he's really turned it on.
So I'm just going to go ahead and say this. Part-time producer Doug Irwin is going to be very mad at you for not knowing who's been
Scherzer.
Yep, it was Scherzer,
Shit.
2016. Yep. Had a
I need
20K game
another one.
he had a 20K against the Nationals. So it's Scherzer and it was
Wait,
Wood.
he
So
was on the National. What did he do?
yes,
Was he the Tigers?
it was against the Tigers. Yes.
Hang on. You're confusing the shit out of me. You said against the
Scherzer,
Nationals.
no,
Was he
was
pitching
on.
for the
He was
Nationals?
on the Nationals.
All
He
right.
was on
Okay.
the
We're
Nationals.
good.
He struck out the Tigers 20 times,
Word.
and
That you
that
get how I'm
was
confused there, right?
that's I
That makes
guess sure. I mean, so that was 8 years
8 years
ago.
ago. We need
Pri-
another.
Prior to that, it was 98. So that was 12-year gap.
And that's Kerry Wood?
Kerry Wood, and then
Yeah.
before that, it
Ooh,
was two
Randy
years
Johnson?
prior. Roger Clemens.
Clemens.
Yeah.
Randy Johnson.
Hold on. This is not. I am wrong. I'm so sorry. It was for whatever reason. It was not in dates. So Scherzer is the most recent. There was one in. Oh, no wonder. That's. Hold on.
Oh.
Wikipedia screwing me over here. Okay.
Wikipedia.
There's only been 4 20 strikeout games. Okay, that makes sense. Scherzer in 2016.
Okay. I didn't know Scherzer had one.
Kerry Wood in 98. Clemens in 96. And then who did it in 86?
What? Oh, Clemens did it twice.
Yeah, it was Clemens. Yep.
I'm looking at it. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Clemens did it twice. Yeah, we're good. We're on the same page now.
Okay.
I forgot Scherzer.
Yep.
I just assumed it was Kerry Wood.
So it's only happened 4 times. And you said we need another one. Holy shit, Chris! Like the bar is so high.
Yeah, like that's more rare. Like I forget who posts them, but I love that like the rarity of certain things in Major League Baseball, and like there are things more rare than like even a perfect game. This being one of them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know off the top of my head of how many 4 home run games there are, but like that's another cool thing, right? 4 home runs in a game and shit like that. So I love the quirkiness of baseball stats, like how they could get like that. Give me another 20 strikeout game, but it can't be like. Remember, like Phil Humber threw a perfect game, like that sucks.
Yeah.
Like I mean, good for him, but like I don't know.
We want names, damn it.
Well, I mean, Dallas Braden threw one too, and he made a whole goddamn life out of it. So kudos to him. But anyway, so that gets like again, Chris Sale not being run of the mill, right? He's on the top of that Cy Young, but some of those guys that you're not, that aren't top of mind, but now it's just time to talk about the big guns. And I've said this since we started in how I consume baseball and how I like to watch it. I want the stars to shine at all times, right? You don't want to watch a game where the best player is getting, is striking out 3 or 4 times, is not putting up any numbers, things like that. And I kind of loop the 4 in together, maybe unfairly to one or the other, because they all kind of deserve their roses. And that just goes from it's Aaron Judge, it's Juan Soto, it's Shohei Ohtani, and honestly, it's Bobby Witt Jr. still. And one, again, we're going to use Jay Hay again, because I couldn't even tell you where to begin to look for this particular stat. Give me 3 seconds because I lost it. Aaron Judge has an OPS plus of 221 and Juan Soto an OPS plus of 189. In the modern era, which is since 1900, there has only been one pair of teammates where both had an OPS plus of at least 189 in a minimum of 500 plate appearances.
Let me guess.
Go.
Is it Yankees?
Yes.
Okay. Mental and Maris?
No.
Damn.
Further back.
Ruth and Gehrig?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Okay, there we go.
Like, so what they're doing on an individual level is absurd. And they're playing at the top of their game. Like, while Aaron Judge is the best power hitter in baseball, like I hate saying that over Ohtani, but man, Judge is hitting a home run every goddamn night. You're like, oh, he didn't hit one tonight? Like, he's due, right? And Juan Soto, just pure hitter, he's going to be amongst like the Wade Boggs conversations and Tony Gwynn type conversations. Like, this guy hits, he gets on base, he does hit per power, right? He's got, I think, 31 home runs. I think he had 3 home runs last night. The guy's a problem. And as those guys continue to produce offensively, the Yankees are kind of staying afloat strictly because of those two guys.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody else could kind of meander around and produce here and there. Even the pitching staff has really fell off. I want to say since the All-Star break, and those guys are just, we're here. We're gonna save everything. And the only concern I think of a lot of Yankee fans would be what happens come playoff time when those windows get smaller. You're not necessarily getting 3 pitches to hit in an at bat.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, now I know I can't let Judge beat me. I can't let Soto beat me. As I've been preaching the entire time, let's see, Ben Rice figure it out, or I'll take my chances at Stanton. He'll just hit it 1,000 miles an hour directly at my shortstop.
Yeah. Pray for your shortstop.
So again, I love seeing it. It's great. They're must watch. As much as I don't love the Yankees, and you make the joke about Judge and juice baseballs. The guy's a monster. He's a physical specimen. He takes advantage of playing at Yankee Stadium.
Yep.
And if he were on my team, I'd want him to take advantage of every possible thing.
1,000%. I mean, this guy leads in WAR by like 0.4. He has the most home runs, the most RBIs, the most walks. He leads in OBP, slugging, OPS, and OPS plus, total bases. I mean, what the
that's not a bad year, right?
So it's a pretty damn good year, yeah. So
and he doesn't miss a mistake. You throw a cement mixer, that thing's gone, and that's it. And again, the other guy, my personal favorite is Shohei. I said it yesterday. I tweeted it out from our account. He hit a home run, and you're just like, the ball doesn't sound the same coming off of that man's bat. And I know it probably has something to do with wherever they set up the mic or whatever. But you're like, God damn.
Well, and a testament to that is when we were in Colorado, there was a Dodgers game was on in the background. None of us were in the room, right? And Shohei, it's the one he hit basically out of the stadium, hit like the roof of like the walkway. And all of a sudden Chris goes, "Did you hear that?" And we are all like, "What the?" And we walk in and sure enough, Shohei had hit the laces off of a baseball. Like, it's wild how hard he hits the baseball. And we can't, I mean, it really, if there was no Judge, we would be talking about how unbelievable Shohei is. But Judge is just that much better. Like, and Shohei is head and shoulders better than everybody else in the National League, and Judge is better than everyone in the American League, but he's even better than Shohei. And it's remarkable.
Yeah, he is. And I don't want to admit it. Like, in the only time in which Judge, hypothetically speaking, if they were in the same league, Judge is the MVP right now. If Ohtani, if they were in the same league and Ohtani was pitching while still putting up this production, it should go to Ohtani every time.
Do we think he can put up the same numbers and pitch?
He's done it. What do you mean?
Consistently. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. See what happens.
Anyway, Ohtani's that guy. And then the last one, you just can't not talk about him because he's the entire team, and it's Bobby Witt Jr. I don't have another fancy stat line for us again. It's just, it's time to, he's here, and he's very, very good, and it's maddening because it's not like Aaron Judge where you're like, I'll pitch around him, because if you do, he's on third base.
Yep.
He's a problem. He makes that entire team run like along with him. I was having a side texting conversation, was just like who do they have? Like, okay, Vinny Pasquantino, like, great, solid role player. Salvador Perez, sure, he'll hit 30 home runs. Like, name 3 other players on the Royals. Adam Frazier,
Lugo, and Reagan is all I got.
Yeah, those are pitchers. I'm talking about the line, right?
No, like, don't know the lineup.
I think Adam Frazier plays a little bit. I think I saw Hunter Renfroe on the team. But like, that's my point. Like, if Bobby Witt Jr. isn't doing what he's doing, like, they are the Royals that we thought they were going to be.
Correct. Yeah.
He's just he's carrying this entire team, and they are going to go as far as he goes. Every single time, I continue to joke. I will always say fuck the Royals. However, they're still winning baseball games, and they're still ahead of my Mariners in terms of a wild card or total record, whatever you want to call it. And it's all because of him.
Yeah. I mean, this guy leads the league in games played, runs scored, hits, and batting average. I mean, he's
He's a
legit. Like
machine.
he's legit. So we can tip our hats to them. Fuck the Royals forever. But I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah,
It is what
at
it
some
is.
point you got to tip your hat, and
Yeah.
what do you call Bobby Wood Jr. my daddy? Is that how
Yeah.
Pedro? You just gotta let it, let it sink in.
Hey, here's a
Uh,
fun stat from Shohei, just for us to talk about. Did you know he is second in the league in stolen bases?
he's got over 30, doesn't he?
He's got 33. Yeah, that's
That's a
second.
lot.
It's a lot. I mean,
Second to who? Ellie, who's got like
Ellie's got 59, basically 60 steals
how many
already.
did Acuna have last year? Think about you. Take a guess, because I'll look it up.
I think it was 70.
Like, and that felt like a lot. I felt like that number
It
like
was a
wasn't
lot.
getting.
No, it was a lot.
He had wrong number. Hold on.
I want to say 72.
73.
73. Damn. All right.
You
Yeah.
were close.
I was close. I knew it was
He had
70
73.
something. 73.
So
Okay.
yeah, seemingly Ellie's gonna blow past that.
Looks like it. Yeah, looks like it for sure.
He's
Yeah.
he's a monster too. But yeah, just some like individual player performances, and I am certain I've left out a ton
Yeah,
of guys.
we've left some out for sure. I will say the player that is back, Mookie, man.
Yeah,
Mookie's
he's
coming back, and that's a bad sign for everybody in the National League because I think he homered his first game back. Did he not?
He homered. I don't remember when the first game
It was
was.
pretty early. It
I
was
think
pretty
he came
fucking
back
early.
Monday. So what's today? Wednesday? Yeah, it had to be.
Yeah, I think it is. Yeah.
Sounds right. Well,
Fuck the
listen.
Dodgers, man.
Yeah, I mean, I'll do a sneak peek of them really quick. It is just because we were going to talk like kind of standings, kind of, if you will. But they're only 3 games up as of right now. This is at 7:56 p.m. Eastern time on 8/14. They're only 3 games up. Is Mookie the only reason that happened? No, but you take him out of the lineup, and that's one less guy that's as lethal. I think Freddie Freeman missed like a week in there for some personal things.
Mm-hmm.
And not even talking about their pitching staff, which is just completely depleted. They just lost somebody else, Ryan Ryan. I messed up his name completely. I'm sorry, sir. But they're only 3 games up, and that is not a number I expected to say in August.
No, we thought we were going to be running
away. I expected
away.
that number to be, 8 to 10, and that is, and it's not like they're bad. They got 71 wins. You know what I mean? They're winning 59% of their baseball games. It's not like what happened to the Dodgers. I think they'll ultimately be fine. Kershaw pitched well the other night. Like he's starting to round back into form. So Mookie, clearly a big deal. Yeah, they're not dead. They've got 2 months to just kind of figure it out. I don't know if they'll have it as easy as we thought.
No, doesn't look like it.
They kind of put themselves in a tight spot, but that's an injury thing too. So we'll see. I'm not hitting the panic button yet. However, the other 2 teams hanging out there kind of have something to say. I don't know if we want to segue there yet or what, but I'll let you handle that part.
I mean, I think it's probably not a bad. Just FYI, too, they have one of the better records coming out of the All-Star break as well. So, I mean, the Dodgers are getting it done. So, but yeah, let's segue into the team that is surging quite nicely. And that's a team you wanted to point out. I don't know where you got these stats from, brother, but it looks like the D-backs are looking pretty nasty recently.
Yeah. So, well, you just said the Dodgers have one of the best records since the All-Star break. How about the other 2? The top 3 teams in the NL West. The Dodgers are third. They are 15-8 since the All-Star break. The Diamondbacks are 20-5.
Look out!
I think that counts today's game. I am not 100%, so don't quote me on that. And the Padres are 19-4. So the entire NL West is just balling out. That is that's 6 straight wins and 9 of 10 for the Diamondbacks. That's 5 straight wins and 8 of 10 for the Dodgers. That's 3 straight and 9 of 10 for the Padres. And the Giants are 500, just getting lapped like crazy, which is like, and they're 14-11 since the break. But again, the Diamondbacks are playing incredible baseball right now. They have to be pretty excited. Guys are starting to step up. This is from passing some of these stats. Um, Offensive numbers since the All Star break. Again, let's not count today. They're first in runs, first in batting average, second in on base, first in slugging, second in home runs, fourth in K rate, and sixth in walk rate. The all offensive stats for that matter. Uh, they're getting it done at the dish,
That's awesome.
and I think the pitchers are just doing enough, and that's what they need to do. I know Gallen left his last start. That would be a big loss if he had to miss some more time, but I don't think he's going to miss a start. I think Eduardo Rodriguez is coming back. I don't quote me on that. I don't know what they're expecting from him. Jordan Montgomery is a primetime pitcher. Let's see if he starts to turn it back on, a la Blake Snell,
Mm-hmm.
towards the end of this season. Uh, they made good moves at the deadline. They bolstered their bullpen. I think they went away from Paul Sewald. We've got to have Aaron Hughes on. I've said this 1,000 times. I'm going to get him on. I'll talk to him. We'll figure out what to do when the best time is to do so. But I need more inside info as to what the hell's going on down there because Paul Sewald and Gino are having fun while my Mariners are fighting their ass off to figure it out. But to one more step, and I don't know why nobody likes the Padres, but I like the Padres, and I think they're doing this with all without Fernando Tatis Jr. I don't think he's back yet.
I don't think he's back yet. No.
So they can only get a little better, I suppose.
Right.
Michael King turned it on. I know we kind of poo-pooed him as part of that Soto deal as being like one of the big names, but he's got a pretty solid season going on. The West is fun.
Yeah.
The division that we probably said, this thing's over,
Boring. Yep. Mm-hmm.
is turning. The Padres and D-backs are within 3 games of the Dodgers, both
Wow.
of them. They both have the same record. They are both 4.5 up on a wild card. So like they've got some cushion. They see the Dodgers. I think that's the one to watch right now.
Yeah.
There are there will be a couple others. We'll touch on them, but those are some heavy hitters. If all those teams are,
Yeah, I mean it's easily the tightest race, right? You've got American Central with the Guardians, the Twins, and the Royals. They're all within 5.5 games of each other, so that's not that far behind the 3 game. But the West is definitely the tightest race that we see with the most teams, and that's pretty interesting.
yeah, we'll say that's the only 3-horse race, right? The AL West is going to come down to Astros, Mariners.
Yeah.
The AL East is Yankees, Orioles. The NL East could be Phillies, Braves.
Well, I think there's an argument to be made that that's a 3-horse race with the Mets, the Grimettes,
Sure, I guess.
surging.
Yeah, well, sure. You could have that conversation with somebody.
Oh,
else.
they've lost 4 games in a row though, so maybe they're returning
Yeah,
back to
that's thanks to the Mariners.
orbit.
Mariners
Yeah,
swept them.
thanks Mariners.
Yeah, you're welcome. But yeah, I mean, I'm excited. Like we're getting. It doesn't feel. It feels weird because it's August 14th, and you're hanging on. I know. I feel. Every time I'm watching a Mariners game, I'm hanging on by a thread, and you're like, we can't lose this game. And you're also scoreboard watching. And again, we have a month and a half left. Like your scoreboard, you're watching the Phillies score. I'm
Yep.
watching the Astros score. Like, God damn it! Like they're winning. Like it feels weird because there's so much season left. But it it goes quick.
Yeah, I
These
mean
games will
40,
go
well,
quick.
like 42-ish games left, and it's like that'll be over in a blink of an eye. And I do think that this is the time of the year that there's a little bit of a lull, right? You come out of the All-Star break, you get out of the trade deadline, and you go, well, now what? And then in like a week, you're like, holy shit, there's not much time left. We got to make something happen. So baseball's about to get really, really interesting for sure. And I'm excited to see how those play out. So, I mean, and you kind of touched on it. I mean, the AL East, you got the Yankees and you got the Orioles, right? So we'll see what happens there. Central, Guardians, Twins, Royals. I still think it's Guardians and Twins. I don't think
Yeah.
the Royals
It's
really
probably
catch
the
up.
Guardians at this point.
Oh,
Like
Guardians are the
they're
best
up
team in
4,
baseball.
but
Yeah.
again, it could happen. Wait, what the hell did you just say?
I think the Guardians are the best team in baseball right now.
Oh, record-wise, yeah, they're tied with the Dodgers.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, I was about to jump down your throat.
Okay. I
You
mean,
you weren't talking about statistics. I thought you were just like, oh, they're the best of it. It's like
this,
I'll face the Twins every single day of the week in a playoff series.
yeah, but
But
it's like record rise.
okay,
Yeah.
okay, you're good. That's what I'm saying. Like I almost
Chill,
came hard.
chill.
I almost came real hard there. All
All right,
right.
you touched on the Astros, Mariners, Phillies. I'm not even going to, we'll talk about the rest of the East at some point. At
We
Central
are.
and NL, it looks like it's Milwaukee's and that's it. I mean,
Yeah, we almost expected that. We didn't expect the Cardinals to hang around.
no,
Again, a team could go on a run, I guess, but
yeah,
the Brewers will coast, and they've got the biggest cushion.
they do.
They're the
They do have
biggest
the biggest cushion. Wow,
division leader
I
right
didn't
now.
know that. Wow, holy shit. Okay, well, good on the Brewers. They didn't really do much to make them better, but they didn't have to. I don't
What
think.
do you mean, Aaron Savale and Frankie Montas
Shut
don't do
up.
it for?
Just shut up. Just shut up. And then, of course, the West. So, um, what about the wild card, Chris? Anything interesting there? Because, like, when we talked about it last time, there were like a bazillion teams on the NL side that were within like 3 games. Is that still the same, or is that kind of stretched out?
Uh, Depends on how far you want to stretch it out. Um, i- 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5 teams out of contention, but are within 5 games.
Okay.
That
Yeah. Okay.
includes the
I think five
Chicago
games
Cubs.
works.
I would write them off. I consider the Cubs dead.
The Cubs are still within 5. Wow.
Of
Okay.
the Braves, yeah.
Wow. Okay. That's surprising.
Um, Cubs are 5 back. Reds are 4.5 back. Cardinals 3.5 back. Giants 3.5 back. Mets 2.5 back,
Yeah.
and then Braves 2 up on them, and
And then
then
Arizona and San Diego above, right?
are 4.5 up on somebody. I don't know exactly how that works, but
Atlanta. Yeah,
they're.
makes sense.
I want to say the Mets. So I right now not a whole lot of cause for concern between the Diamondbacks and the Padres. The Braves, it depends. I don't know how many games they have against the Mets. That heads up is going to be a lot. I really wouldn't worry about any of those central teams. The Cardinals, the Reds, the Cubs, I'll take them all out.
Mm-hmm.
If I- if I can find a no parlay for those teams to make the playoffs, I will take it.
Yeah.
Like any of them. They're no, just no. Just parlay those 3, they will not make it. I think it's and I don't really trust the Giants, but they could figure it out.
Well,
Like
so
if
the
you're
Giants scare me because the Giants are a team that can figure it out for
they could
sure.
piece some wins
Yeah.
together. But I guess, and I don't know what schedules look like
So
in that regard.
I'm looking at the Braves schedule right now, and I mean it's not an easy road, but it's not a hard. I mean we've got Angels, Phillies, Nationals, Twins, Phillies again. That sucks. 2 series with the Phillies. The Rockies, the Blue Jays, which I'm gonna hopefully talk to our boys at Buzz and Blue Jays after that.
Yeah.
Nationals again, Dodgers, Reds, Marlins, one more with the Mets, and then we end with the Royals. So, that Met series at the end of the season could be huge.
It
Uh,
could.
and then we face fuck the Royals at the end of the year. So that's pretty funny.
I think we're done with the Royals. Thank God.
Yeah.
I hate playing the AL Central. I don't know why. But yeah, I mean, it'll come down to that. Like that's the point of the season you're at. You're checking. You're like, oh, we could win the. You're almost doing the equivalent of like an NFL schedule,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like when
Mm-hmm.
schedule releases, you're like win. But now you're doing it in series, right? You're
Yep.
like, oh, I could take 2 or 3 from.
Yep.
We gotta sweep the. I forget what team you said.
Got to sweep
You
the
know,
Rockies. Got
you
to.
got to sweep the Marlins, right?
Gotta sweep
Like
the Marlins,
that's
yeah.
in your head, like you're talking like that. But like deep
Got to
down, you're
take
like, well,
one from the Dodgers. Got to take one from when we're in
yeah,
Philadelphia.
can't go on
Yeah.
3 game
Can't,
losing
can't get
streaks,
swept.
right? So
Cannot
you're
get
you're
swept.
counting those games, right? You got to win the series with the Mets. Like
Yeah.
it's those weird things that you just keep having those conversations. It's a one-man conversation. You're just talking to yourself. You're like, can we do it? Every morning I wake up. Where are the Mariners? Where
Mm-hmm.
how many games back are we of the wild card? What's that look like? Because like there are too many teams to worry about, but you still have to give it a look, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like I mean, the AL is pretty similar. I guess not really. The Rays are the third team out. They're 6 out.
It's
They're
almost, yeah.
practically packing it in. Um,
I feel like their trade deadline said they were packing it in for sure.
yeah, they just called up Junior Caminero.
Oh,
He was hurt for a little while. He's had some good stats at AAA, and he played last year a little bit towards the end of the year. So they're giving him a run. So I think it's just going to be let's see what these young guys can do.
yeah.
Stretch out Jeffrey Springs a little more. Those types of things. Let Baz kind of get back to neutral.
Who i-
I don't see them as a contender.
who's after the Rays? Who's the next team?
Up or down? Like
Down.
the Tigers are 8.5.
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah, then it definitely
That's what I
falls
mean.
off a cliff.
So
Okay,
so then
okay,
it's
okay.
then the Mariners are 2.5 back. The Red Sox
Red
are one
Sox
and a
are
half
somewhere
back,
there. Yeah.
and then it's the Royals,
Mm,
and then Twins, Orioles, because they're behind the Yankees.
yeah.
Uh, the Orioles Yankees thing, they're like
They're in.
five.
One
They're
of
like
the-
four and a
yeah.
half, five up on. I think it's Boston at this point. I forget how they're doing it again. So anyway, I don't. I don't think those teams will come into play. I think the Twins can. So I think the Twins and the Royals are in play, and I'm hoping one of them
They beat
falls
each
flat on
other
their
up.
face.
Yeah.
I'm here. They're playing each other now, or they played each other today. Like I'm just hoping that keeps happening,
Mhm.
uh, and it gets better. But there's some tight races. It's going to be interesting to watch. For the sake of we said they almost kind of ruined the trade deadline, right? In terms of how many teams they keep around, right?
Mhm.
Keep in it for so long.
Yep.
At least give us a photo finish. Let us get with our teams being in. Let everybody else have a photo finish. I want my team to not be worried about anything on game 160.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
Oh God. Yeah. I mean, the last couple years I have been in coast mode at this point, so it's a different year for me to be worried about it. So in fact, let's use this. Let's transition into our teams. Chris, talk about your Mariners real quick.
I don't I don't know what to say. What I will say, we're gonna start on a good note. Victor Robles, what a story!
Legit.
The Victor Robles from the Nationals got DFA'd. Whatever the hell happened to him. Um, Mariners picked him up. Just kind of needed a fourth outfielder, and my God, he is becoming what everybody thought he could be right in front of our very eyes, and I am excited.
That's awesome.
They signed him. They extended him for 2 years at like $9 million total. It's almost a can't lose proposition. He
Yep.
plays great defense. He's fast. And for now, until everybody gets back and healthy, he's hitting leadoff.
Mm-hmm.
I have no complaints. He was mic'd up on Sunday Night Baseball. He apparently has pet monkeys. Just an all around interesting dude. Just a happy go lucky guy. I saw some notes that the Mariners and the front office expected him to tell everybody that he got extended while he was mic'd up.
Mm-hmm.
But he probably got caught up in all the different things. Again, he was just a ball of energy, and I think
Yeah.
like as a locker room guy, that's huge.
Yep.
I don't really care for locker room guys, but he's producing, so we could call him a locker room guy.
Okay.
But just thinking going forward, I don't know if he's going to sustain the level he's playing at right now because he's a table setter. He's playing out of his mind. But if he is just a fourth outfielder going forward, he's worth $5 million a year.
Yeah, I agree with that.
For the next 2 years.
There's a video. I think it was when he was still with the Nationals. He was in the outfield and he was telling everybody like one out, and he had a praying mantis on his cap. I don't know if you've seen this video, but he's like one out, and then he looks up at the praying mantis and he goes one out, and so he seems like a fun dude for sure.
He's just a happy-go-lucky guy, man.
I love that. I love guys who love the game. That's just a lot of fun to watch.
The other bright spot is Julio is back. Way earlier than anybody anticipated. I still don't think he's 100% healthy, but he's going to DH, put the bat on the ball, and meander around the base.
Get the
as best
swings.
you could.
Yeah, get the swings in.
I need him. We need him. Cal Raleigh is a stud, a problem for other players or other teams. I'm a big fan. I would like them to extend him as well. We're not going to hash on George Kirby getting absolutely annihilated by the Detroit Tigers yesterday. That was very bad. It didn't make me happy. I shut the game off in like the third inning because we were getting absolutely smoked. It's getting tight and I get nervous because the Astros just don't lose. We
Hmm.
do not find a way to pick up games on the Astros. They always find a way to sneak wins on us and grab that extra game.
Well, and
And
they're on like a 7-game winning streak too right now,
yeah,
so that's
that's what I'm
tough.
saying. And then you go and lose one to Detroit. Mind you, it was Scooble on the mound. Don't get me wrong. That's not that's one you're like, okay, we could lose, but we still got to win the series,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
So if we take 2 of 3, it'll be a successful, series overall. I'm I'm not sure how to feel. I don't know the word. I'm not confident. I'm not overly confident. I'm excited, but as time keeps ticking, it's getting harder and harder to believe. The schedule isn't that hard going towards the end of the year. There is a stretch where you're like, oh shit,
Yeah.
like this is it. Like this is the one you got to pull some games out of your ass. I'll try and pull the schedule up here in a second, but overall, they got to win baseball games, and
So,
I don't care.
how far are you out from the Astros? A game and a half,
Yep.
and
And
then
they have a game like to use a soccer term, they have
a
a
game in
game in
hand,
hand. So
and
if they lose, we'd be one. If they won,
yeah,
we'd be
and
two.
then you're
Yep.
2.5 out of wild card. So, which one are you more comfortable catching, the wild card or the division?
I think it's division or bust.
Okay. Okay. I
And
mean,
I
I think
don't.
that's fair.
And I'm saying it's not like, oh, we need to. It's just I think that's the only way you get in.
Yeah.
Um. So here is. Hang on. There's 2 stretches coming up. Okay. So we had Scooble. We face the Tigers again tomorrow, and then we have the Pirates. I think we got Skeens, and then we have the Dodgers. Don't love that.
Mm-mm.
Um, and then, run of the mill. I'm not going to go over every single series, but here's the stretch that is the concern. Padres for 2, Rangers for 4. Got to win 4 out of 6. Yankees for 3, Rangers for 3, at Houston for 3.
Mm-hmm.
And then finish with 3 against the A's, and that's your season. There it is. Like those are your 2 stretches you got to come out with a winning record in.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I again, I don't know. I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be or not there physically. I'm going to be watching. I'm going to be excited as I can be, but I watch games with the idea that we're gonna blow it. So it could get a little bit tough. I think I'm done on Mariners.
Okay.
I need my aces to come to play. They have been all year. I need Kirby to bounce back. I need everybody else to just keep shoving it. Bullpen, be healthy, be what you need to be. That lineup needs to figure it the fuck out
Yeah.
ASAP. It's getting too late. Talk to me about your Braves. They've kind of rebounded since what I wanted to talk about, but you go first.
Yeah. So if you would have asked me this question 3 days ago, I'm in straight panic mode. We've lost 6 in a row, including being swept by the Brewers and then losses from the Marlins and the Rockies. Like,
It's tough out
what
here.
the fuck is happening? So the Braves are. I'm hitting the panic button if I'm being honest. I think that we've got to figure something out now. Sale is pitching really well. Freed, of course, has pitched well, but we're not hitting the way that we thought we should be hitting based on the last 3 years of our team, right? And so Harris comes back. That's good, right? That's good news. Hopefully he can help provide a spark. But the only saving grace we have right now is we have one of the worst, like the bottom 10 records since the All-Star break. We've been bad. The only saving grace is that the fucking Phillies have been worse.
They
So
have.
yeah, the Phillies haven't even got hold on, I had it pulled up. The Phillies have only won 7 games since the All-Star break. We've only won 10, but that's still
You picked up 3?
that's 3. Yeah, we've picked up 3, so that's good. I think the Phillies, other than the White Sox, are the worst team in baseball since the All-Star break. And so
That's tough company.
that's tough company. It is. So they've let us get back into the race, but not really. I mean, we're still, 6 games out? Let me see. Yeah, 6 games out. So I don't expect to catch Philly, but they should be lapping us at this point, and they're not. So that's good. Um, I look at the So I'm the opposite of you. We're not catching the division. It's not happening. So wild card is our only entry into the playoffs at this point. I am worried about that. And the reason I'm worried about that is just I just don't think offensively we've shown to have it right now. The good thing is the Mets are coming down to earth and being the Mets. So if they are the ones that we have to hold off the most, then I feel good about that. But if the Giants get hot, we could be fucked. Now we've taken 2 from the Giants already, and we have 2 more with them. So if we can take 1 more, so get out of
Keep
there with
that
3,
equal.
like yeah, or keep it equal. Great, I'll take that all day. But if they win 2 more games, they are right there 1.5 behind us, right? So that I think the Giants make me super nervous. That's the team I'm going to be watching all year is the Giants.
Okay.
And so, you know, man, I don't know. We didn't make any moves at the All-Star break. Of course, we couldn't.
Trade deadline.
The trade deadline. We don't have a farm system to make moves. That's fine. I get it. Hopefully, we can figure that part out. Um, you know, uh, and just I don't know. The guy's got to wake up, and I just don't see that happening right now.
Michael Harris is back though.
He's back, but he's not gonna. I mean, okay, here's the deal. He can provide a spark, right? Put him at leadoff. He starts getting on base. Maybe some things happen, but he's not. He's not a Mookie Betts coming back, right? He's
Well,
not.
no,
He's not
I
gonna.
didn't
Well,
say that.
I'm just saying he's not. And I like Michael Harris a lot. I think he's a great ball player, but I don't think he is a momentum shifter.
Okay.
So I think he's a
Hey.
very, very, very solid piece, but I don't think he's the one that's going to move the needle for us to feel like we can put the Giants in our rearview mirror safely. At least not yet. So fingers crossed. Maybe he gets hot. Who knows? We get a couple more pieces back. Sweet, we're in. But I think it's going to be tough. It's going to be a tough month and a half for me for sure. But I am looking forward to the fact that the Braves are playing in a racetrack next year.
Oh
So
yeah, Bristol, right?
Bristol, yeah. You know
Uh,
what? It's weird. I think I'm gonna try to go.
well, okay, have fun.
Yeah, I mean,
The
because like,
shit. Do you not? I don't get to come. You're just gonna
no, I mean, obviously should come with me. I mean, like it.
that. But
You
you didn't imply that. You were just like
okay,
you're just like, oh, I'm gonna try and go. Then
Chris?
okay, cool, dude.
We should go to Bristol, and
Yeah,
you can add it to your list of stadiums with an asterisk on it.
yeah. That's just like an additional one.
Yeah, like an additional. So, like where I've watched baseball, that's not. I shouldn't watch baseball. So
Have you seen any of the like crazy mock-ups for it?
like when the outfield's like 800
It's
feet.
like polo grounds extended like
Yeah,
300 feet.
Pretty
It'll
awesome.
be interesting to see like what they do and how they like encapsulate everybody in there, right? I,
Mhm.
I'm intrigued. I want to
It's
go.
weird.
I
I mean,
yeah.
we should
I
go.
mean that's not too far from here, I don't think.
No, it's not bad. We'll make that happen. So, I think that's interesting and something I look forward
That's
to.
next year. Who are they playing? The Cardinals?
No, the Reds. I believe it's the Reds.
Reds.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, it
Yep,
was the Reds. You're right.
yep. So get to watch Ellie. So and maybe Dan can come meet us up there.
Yeah. I was thinking down, but okay, we're good. Sorry. No,
Oh,
we're good.
down? Is it down?
Nope, it's not down.
Okay.
It's north. Yeah.
You
We're
just
good.
confused me. I was like, hold on, shit.
Yeah,
Talladega's down. Bristol's up. I don't care about
Bristol's in
NASCAR.
Tennessee, bro.
I don't care about NASCAR. Sorry, NASCAR fans.
Me neither.
All right.
I,
So
I have. Wait, you're gonna go somewhere, but I have to cut you off because
okay,
I
cut
got
me
it.
off.
I got it late. I posted before we started that we're about to start recording. Any questions, anything like that? Jesse Burrell of Buds and Blue Jays,
Yeah.
responded. Said, "Give me a pick for a team that not many people are talking about right now that you think could make a legit run to the World Series." So again, a couple minutes late. We should have did this a couple minutes ago. His pick was the Milwaukee Brewers. So I'm going to challenge us to not use our teams because we could potentially feel confident about our teams in a playoff series.
Mm-hmm.
But who do you have? And I feel like we're going to pick the same one. But go ahead.
You want me to start?
Yeah, or I'll go. I'll steal it. But go ahead.
No, so I was going to say the Padres.
Okay.
I think the Padres have been playing out of their mind. They actually have the best record since, or second
Yeah.
best record since the
They're
All
up
Star
there. Yeah,
break.
they're all close.
Dylan Cease is a legitimate ace. And if we know anything, aces win playoff games.
They
And
do.
so I think that they are a team that you don't want to play in the start series. You don't want to play a 3-game series against them. You don't want to play a 5-game because they're going to roll Cease out twice, right? So I think the Padres are a very sneaky good team. They're so solid with errors there, getting on base. I think the Padres would be my choice.
And I know I talked them up, so it's not really fair, but I'm gonna pick the Diamondbacks.
Okay.
Um, they they've proven last year that they have what it takes. They know what it takes. They're
Hmm.
starting to get healthy. I forgot to mention earlier that Merrill Kelly is back. So there's your number two. You
Right.
got Jordan Montgomery, Eduardo Rodriguez. Fott is a year, has a year's worth more experience. They're playing right now without Christian Walker, who's a 30-plus home run guy.
Hmm.
I believe he should be coming back. I think Kettle Marte is banged up, and he's not an MVP contender, but in under normal circumstances he would be. Some of these guys are just way, 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 way better than him. But
Hmm.
overall, they're just playing very, very well. And shout out to hometown boy Jake McCarthy. Hitting over 300 was rumored to get moved around the trade deadline, and some of these deals that were going on has just become a mainstay for the Diamondbacks, having big play after big play. Uh, I my pick, Diamondbacks. I think they can make another run. You know, coming into a series with Gallen at the head of it, Merrill Kelly, and they have other options to make it work. You're going Padres. Interesting. We both picked NL.
Yeah.
Because like
So
if you think about the question, like you don't want to pick Orioles, you don't want to pick Yankees. Like
I mean, I think the Guardians would be the other team in the AL, but people are talking about the Guardians because they've got the best record in baseball. So it's tough
clearly
to
not. I
pick.
didn't know that. I was ready
Well,
to fight you about
I guess
that.
that's fair. I mean, I don't believe that the Twins can do it. I don't think
Are
the
you,
Royals can. So I don't. I mean, the Red Sox no. So there's not really a team in the AL that I think is going to be sneaky. I think there's more sneaky options in the NL. Just to go back to the Padres real quick, I wanted to look it up because I felt like they were hitting really well. Profar, Machado, Merrill, and Cronenworth all have over 15 home runs.
yeah.
Like that.
Tatis isn't even help. Like again, we
Tatis
said
is
it.
not
It's
even help.
just
They
good
don't even
work.
have a timeline for him. That lineup is dope.
Yeah,
So I'm gonna I feel good about the Padres.
I like that. Well, thank you, Jesse, for the
That's a
question.
great question. Yep.
I wish I had looked at it 10 minutes
We're not
earlier.
used to people answering us.
Correct. I was just like, yeah, whatever. It just went into the abyss.
I
But he
love it.
got us, so he's in there.
Love it.
Before I cut you off with his answer, you were taking us somewhere else. Where were you taking me?
Okay, so essentially, I mean, we've been talking for about an hour. So there's two things I want to address. I want to talk about, and we can, use the rest of our time. But I don't want to take up too much. I think one thing that has happened in the major league that needs to be addressed is the Duran situation. So for those that don't know, um, someone was heckling Duran, and Duran said a derogatory remark to said person, and Hot Mike picked him up. Um, MLB, to their credit, reacted pretty quickly, I think, and he got suspended. I don't know how long the suspension was
Two
for.
games. He's
2 games,
back.
so he's back already. Um, Another thing I saw from that, a direct result, is since that suspension, his jersey sales became the number one sold jersey at on the MLB store,
Woof.
and that makes me really sad. There's all this discussion around like locker room talk and just athletes being the full of testosterone and just always ready to go and ready to fight, and that's what makes them competitors. But there's a line, and then the fact that he crossed that line in what is a clear line to you and myself, especially. I mean, he's not under any influence of alcohol, drugs. He's just sitting in the batter's box. Someone heckles, and he just blurs it out like nothing. And it's just not okay. And I hate it because he was such a good story, and I feel like that kind of put a black eye on him. And now people make mistakes, right? But have you seen him apologize or anything like that? Was there apologies put
The,
out?
that's where I was going to go with it.
Okay.
I believe he technically issued an apology.
Okay.
Let me. I It's something of this magnitude. I want to be spot on with it. So give me a moment while I look it up because I
Yeah.
was just sent. So basically, he was wearing like uh some shirts on with like "fuck 'em" and like almost like like your opinion doesn't matter type
Mm,
thing. It's just bad, very very bad optics,
yep.
and it's very like he almost sure yeah he issued a statement, but almost showing like no remorse uh,
Yep.
for having done it. Uh, and that can't happen.
Hmm.
That's not I don't know how else to phrase it, right? Like to show absolutely no remorse for something like that is probably the bigger issue
Agreed.
in everything. Um, and it's not saying, oh, it's fine. He said it because he's remorseful. It's he said it. Oh, he's very remorseful. He's taking steps to whatever,
I
provide a
mean,
voice or something like that.
yeah.
And that's not what he's doing.
Yeah.
And he's almost like going about that particular thing way, way, way wrong. And I don't know who's in his ear
Yeah.
or, whatever, but he's not getting good advice in how to go about it from here. And whether maybe he is getting good advice and he's just a fucking asshole. I
Yeah.
don't know. That's possible too.
Yeah, and it's one of those things that I get it. Like kids are going to be kids, sort of, but he's a 27-year-old
27.
man. Like that's not a kid. Also, too, like they're just playing a game. People shouldn't look up to them. No, like they're playing a game. They know they're in this limelight. They should take ownership, and he's not. And that's a disappointing thing. And then also, I mean, we can talk about what's in the zeitgeist with all the hate and all that fun stuff. Like when Morgan Wallen said the racial slur, his sales went up, and apparently it's happened with Duran too, with the slur that he threw out there, and that's just very sad commentary on just kind of where people stand in that kind of stuff, and I
Yeah.
just it has no place in the sport, has no place, in the locker rooms either. Like guys, you know better, and I don't know. It's very sad to see that storyline, and I just want to make sure we addressed it because it was something that is one of the top storylines in MLB. So,
That's
anyways,
fair.
let's get past that. The last thing I want to talk about before we wrap up is so I mentioned it some already, but guys, I love the Olympics. I've watched.
Big Olympics guy.
A big Olympics guy. Like my family loves it. My sister has raised her kids to love it, so we had a big opening ceremony, watch party. They made a
Oh hell
huge
yeah.
charcuterie board that took up a whole table. It was great. So watching the Olympics nonstop, 24/7, and one of the big things that I loved to watch, even though, I love all the random sports like the handball and the diving and all that kind of stuff. But, USA basketball is a big deal. And this team that played this year won the gold. They were amazing. And they played against some of the best competition we've ever seen in the Olympics, and they still did it. It was awesome. Now, I got super invested in that team more than I have in a very long time, and it's because of the superstars. In 2028, baseball is back in the Olympics. And to me, for our sport, that is baseball, the dying sport, to be fair, the sport that has popularity has gone down while other sports have risen. How do we continue to appeal to the world and just to the masses? And that's that they've done that with the pitch clock and the rule changes. Like they're trying to do that. For me, the logical next step is they've got to get professional athletes in the Olympics, specifically baseball. This baseball team needs to be our superstars so that they can go in and hopefully play and have a really good showing in the Olympics. So I think you have a counterpoint, so I'll let you do that real quick, and we'll talk from there.
We have the World Baseball Classic.
It's not the same.
It's better.
No, it's not.
Okay, let's say it isn't because it is, but
It's
let's
not.
let's assume that it isn't. You are asking for Major League Baseball players to
Yep.
take I don't know, 3 weeks, a month
2 weeks.
off
Mm-hmm.
of the Major League Baseball season
Yep.
to go to the Olympics, you're
Yes.
nuts. That's not happening. It'll
So
never be allowed. Nobody will allow it. There,
that's so dumb.
there's a chance that the World Baseball Classic isn't the same, and we'll find out in when did I say
2026.
six in 26.
Mhm.
And I enjoyed that. I thought that was a very well run tournament. There was a lot of good players in it from a lot of different countries, and
Hold on. Are they competing with the fucking World Cup? Because isn't the World Cup 2026 too? Damn. Okay, sorry. I just realized that.
when's the World Cup though?
2026. That's when
Yeah, but
it's
what?
in North America. Anyway,
Yeah,
sorry.
but the World Baseball Classic is in like March,
Oh, that's fair. Okay, gotcha.
right? They do it like during spring training.
Okay, gotcha.
So like so it's taking the place of that. And again, there are some teams that would want to say no um, to players doing it, but I think when your country's involved, that's why they're allowed to do so.
Yep.
But I don't think the Olympics is going to happen, and I don't know if there is a big enough draw for something like that.
Big enough draw. Like it's one of the
Like
most.
not draw, like but enough teams like just competitive. Like you see, like Great Britain competes in the World Baseball Class, and they just get fucking stomped out.
Mhm.
Australia just gets absolutely shit on. Like there's fucking I don't know. I'm gonna sound really dumb here. God only knows how many countries there are. You want to tell me like some weird ass country needs a baseball team? No.
So not every team qualifies for the Olympics, right? So they would
Yeah,
have
but a
to
lot
go.
of them do.
They would have to go through the qualification process, right? And that happens during the off season, and then the teams would then play in the Olympics. And again, like as far as world connecting, visibility, bringing the sport to new viewers, new people, new kids. That's how you do it. Like if we send a team with Bryce Harper, Mike Trout. Like if we like, I mean, obviously 4 years from now, who knows? But we send the studs, the best players in baseball to represent our country. The world, like you thought, the World Baseball Classic was fun, and love the vibes. I'm telling you right now, you should watch the Olympics. Like the just the way that those athletes, like you can see it on the basketball players, they just, it's a different thing when you're representing your country at the Olympics. Like you elevate your play, you're doing it for something that's bigger than you, and it's just, to me, that would be such an amazing thing to see from a baseball perspective. Because I don't disagree, I liked the World Baseball Classic, a couple years ago when it first started. It was dog shit. The last time we had it was the best iteration of that.
Yes.
Our American team showed passion and love for the game in ways that we don't see during the season, and it would be that times 100 in the Olympics. I guarantee it. And so to
I don't
me,
I don't think it would be
that's
that
why I
big of a
think it
difference.
it it absolutely would be. You're talking about playing for a fucking gold medal, Chris. These are things that have been handed out for centuries. There is way more meaning at the
Okay.
Olympics than it
I
does at the
I
World Baseball
I guess
Classic.
I'm still just stuck on the fact that like it's never going to happen or like
I
very 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 unlikely to happen. So I
Yeah.
can't like wrap my head around it being like, "Oh, okay." Like yeah, that makes sense. Cuz like if that's how it always was, right? If they did a soccer-esque thing where it's like, "Oh, hey, like Olympics is here. Like time to go on your, 3-week break and go play." Then sure. Like if that's how it was
It
always done,
happens once every 4 years. It's stupid for baseball to go, we can't do it. That's dumb. Like you
and
could absolutely make that work.
I'm going to eat crow. There were 20 teams in the World Baseball Classic. That's way more than I thought, by
That's
the
so
way.
many. That's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there are some dog shit teams in
The
that thing
terrible
though.
team.
But
Jerseys, we thought the jerseys this year were
oh,
bad.
Great
Remember the
Britain
Great
were
Britons?
really bad. Oh my God. Harry Ford was on that team though, Seattle Mariners prospect.
Love that.
Uh,
Love that.
but I mean, let me back up. I can't get past the fact that I don't believe it's going to happen. That is not to say that I wouldn't be as excited for it to happen. It's
Mhm.
just if you think logically or try to think logically, you never know. MLB defies logic every step of the way.
Correct.
How is it going to happen? It's not, right? Like what team is going to let are you going to be good with the Braves letting Chris Sale throw an extra 25 innings at
In
this tournament
the playoffs, yes.
in the
I mean,
Olympics?
sorry, in the Olympics, yes, I would. Yeah.
I disagree.
Hmm.
Like I from okay, wait. Sorry. As a fan, I don't give a shit. Give me the best all the time.
Right.
As the head of a Major League Baseball franchise in any capacity in a decision making process, you letting that happen? No, you're not.
I mean, it's fair. It's fair.
But I, I think it's a good topic of discussion. I mean, I pulled this up, so I have to read it. To your point of like who plays, now this is misleading because some of these names are actually decent players now, but they were
Hmm.
like amateurs at the time. So and this is confuses the shit out of me, but it had to be COVID. So it says 2021 Olympic team, but I guess this was the 2020. Infielders: Nick Allen, Eddie Alvarez, Tristan Cassis, who's the Red Sox first baseman who's been hurt, Todd Frazier. I don't know how the hell he got on this team.
Jesus.
Jamie Westbrook. Outfielders: Tyler Austin, minor leaguer. Eric Filila, don't know who that is. Patrick Colevian, don't know who that is. Jack Lopez, don't know. Bubba Starling, also don't know. Pitcher: Shane Baz, good, young, probably was in the minors at the time. Jesus Christ, there are some names here. I don't know who Anthony Carter is. I don't know who Brandon Dixon is. Anthony Goes as a pitcher. He's a former outfielder. Don't know how he made his way onto this team. Edwin Jackson, immaculate grid legend.
Yeah.
Scott Kazmir on this
Okay.
team. Nick
God.
Martinez on this team. Scott McGo, I think he's on the Diamondbacks. David Robertson, did not know he was on it. Joe Ryan, Twins pitcher. Ryder Ryan, don't know who that is.
Mm-mm.
Simeon Woods Richardson, pitcher for the Twins. So again, some decent. And then catchers Tim Fidorovich and Mark Kalasaveri. So again, a lot of just amateur minor leaguers mixed in with just some like, you know who? Ready? He was on the World Baseball Classic team, but a guy that will be, I don't know how old he is right now, but would be, assuming this is the same thing. Kyle Freeland will be on our Olympic team.
Oh Jesus. Yeah.
Like, he's just like he fits that build. He fits like that Edwin Jackson type. Like he
Yeah.
just hovers around. He's not great, but he's not horrendous. I'm excited. You know what? Let's get major. How do we stump for this? How do we make this happen?
I don't know. I mean, it's like MLB to Olympics. There's got to be like a hashtag we can start, or
We'll figure it out.
we'll figure
We'll
out. Maybe
workshop it.
we'll start a petition or something.
All right.
Let's do that. Let's start a petition and see how many people sign it. So
Petition. All
yeah,
right.
let's
Yeah.
do it. All right. So Chris, this has been a good. And I was going to talk about who could be in it, but I mean it's like 4 years away, so it doesn't make a
No, I
lot of
don't know.
sense. But I mean,
Ellie.
just
Oh no. Huh? Sorry.
definitely not Ellie.
Nah.
but anyways, let's but I think that's fun, and I hope to see some
We'll
Major
have
League
more
Baseball
time.
players.
That's going to be an off-season convo,
1,000%,
right?
and I will be the one
When we're
leading it. I'll
struggling
be the
through
one
like
leading it.
January, and you're like, oh my god.
All right, so Chris, before we sign off, because we're at about an hour and a half, which is going to be a
Oh
long one.
shit.
I don't. Is that too long?
I don't know. I can't see the time on my end. It
Oh,
doesn't make
I can
sense.
see this time on mine. So, let's real quick. Let's do an immaculate grid.
All right, let's try it.
Okay.
So what I'm going to do, I hope this plays well. I'm going to share my screen.
Okay. Oh,
I
by the
think.
way, for those who are listening, this is going to be on YouTube.
All right, so I'm sharing my screen. This needs
Okay.
to go. This needs to go over here. Okay.
Quit cheating over there.
I'm not. Where is it? It is.
Play now, right there.
Where was it?
Top left. The big red button. Play now.
Oh, word. All right, here we go. Ready?
I don't know.
Top left, 40 career WAR, 2,000 career hits.
Chipper Jones.
Are we going speed?
Oh, I don't know. I just
All
I
right,
mean,
Chipper Jones.
do you get more
Good.
points for being fast?
No.
Okay, cool. All right, so we're going
500
1%.
home runs.
Fucking let's go.
That's a good one. Ooh, these are decent. 500 home runs, 2,000 career hits.
Okay, hold on. Don't rush into this, because 500 is tough.
I mean, most of them have them.
Okay, so we don't want to use Bonds. Obviously, he's the easy one. we don't want to use like I'm trying to think of because the whole point for those who don't know, immaculate grid, the it's to like guess the least likely person, right? Or the
Yeah,
person
we
guessed the
want to do
least.
that.
Yeah.
500 home runs, 2,000 hits.
I'm not
Who you
going
got?
Bonds. I'm gonna say who's barely in the 500. uh, Gary Sheffield. He's five.
This is on you.
He's a 500.
Gary Sheffield? Done. 3%.
Let's go.
All right. Gold Glove in 2,000 career hits.
And 2,000 career hits. So 2,000 is not that.
I'm going to throw out a name.
Okay.
Does Nick Markakis have a Gold Glove? I think the answer is no.
I think the answer is no. He has a Silver Slugger. You know who does have a gold? And I hate to go to the Braves. Freddie Freeman has a Gold Glove, and I know he has 2,000 hits.
You want Freddie?
I want to say Freddie. Let's go a current player. Let's go Freddie.
Freddie. You think he's got 2,000?
He does. Absolutely.
All right, 1%.
There we go.
Killing it. 300 career batting average and 40+ career WAR.
I don't know the answer to this. I feel like Tony Gwynn's the obvious, but that's got to be the highest number. You know what I mean?
The WAR is what's...
The WAR's tough, but 40
Also,
is
I guess
not that high.
No.
Tony Gwynn's definitely too high. But that's the obvious answer for me. I could say skip it unless you got something, and then we can come back to it.
We got to come up with something. I'm not good on my feet.
Well, then you suck at this game, Chris. I don't know.
I know. 40 WAR, 300 average. Jeez, average kind of like went out the window at some point. I'm trying to think of like we're going Paul Molitor.
There we go. Great job,
500
Chris.
500 home runs, 300 average. Rafael Palmeiro.
Palmeiro? No, we can do better than that.
Okay, go ahead.
So, hold on. Frank Thomas. Wait, who do you think is least likely?
I don't know.
Go. You said Rafael. I did that top grid. It's on you. This one's on you.
Oh, it's wrong? Son of a bitch.
Put in Thomas, you bitch.
No, wait. We should leave that blank, no? Because we're not going to be able to guess one of these other ones.
Oh, shit. That sucks. Okay. All right.
Fuck. Well, Frank Thomas is probably the answer. All right, Gold Glove and 300. I can't believe that scumbag doesn't have 300 batting average.
I can. Okay. 300 batting average and a Gold Glove. I'm trying to think of a 90s player. Did Galarraga have a Gold Glove?
I have no idea.
I don't think he batted 300 though. But the Rockies, so Helton, Larry Walker, maybe. I like Larry Walker.
We're gonna get ripped apart. Oh, there you go.
Let's go.
All right, born outside the U.S., 50 states in D.C. in 40+ career WAR.
I can tell you the first name that pops into my head because it's born outside of the U.S. and you're gonna hate it.
Go ahead.
Jose Altuve.
He's got that much WAR, huh?
Hell yeah. I know he does. He's like one of the highest.
Oh, good answer.
Players. Yes.
500 homers. Born outside.
Fuck. I feel like that number is very low. We can't. Okay. Don't say it. The obvious answer to me. Does Ortiz have 500? No, Pujols is number one. We don't want Pujols. Sammy's probably high. Does Manny have 500?
He should, yeah. Let's do Man Ram.
Let's do Man.
That was high. Gold Glove.
Fuck,
and boy, this got to be a good one.
I mean, we like your name has got to be number one.
Yeah.
right?
Who else? Yeah, but people win Gold Gloves all the goddamn time. I'm very bad at Gold Gloves. I don't know who wins them though.
Okay, I said scumbag Omar Vizquel is up there, but we don't want him.
No.
Ichiro, obviously,
Yep.
but he's going to be high as fuck too. That 9% on Manny, that sucks.
That's a
But
tough one.
I just don't feel like there's that many people. Like, I wonder how many total non-US have 500.
I'll find it.
It can't be
But
high.
give me a Gold Glove.
It's got to be a shortstop out there that. I mean, I'm gonna go back to Galarraga because I think he has a Gold Glove.
All right.
Fuck.
Wrong. Oh, you got it.
Oh,
All right.
let's go.
All right, not bad. All right, that was just a little bit.
That's on you,
bit of
Chris.
fun.
You fucked us up in the middle, Chris.
I did. Well, I'll be better. I gotta get better. Yo, the Blue Jays guys are so good at this.
Are they really?
Some of the names that they throw out are insane.
I love that.
So yeah, pressure was on. That's the first time I've ever done it that way.
Love that.
Didn't enjoy that. I shrivel. That was not cool. Well, listen, man. This was good. Apologies for it being a little long, but we just got Zoom Premium, so we're no longer being cut off. So I think we got a little lenient with ourselves and how long we go. And like I said, I can't see the time, so I'm gonna need to keep a little scorebook.
We're fine. We're an hour and a half. So
right,
thank you all so much for sticking around with us. This episode will be on YouTube, and it will be on all of your podcasting platforms. So please go like, listen, subscribe. My name is Andrew.
I'm Chris.
Thank you very much, guys. See you next time.